Here is a list of family vacations on a budget. These destinations are all over the country with a little something different at each. Welcome to Epic Mom Life. I am your host, Kara Peterson. This show is sponsored by The Possum's Tale, a unique book adventure for your 6 to 12-year-old child. Let's jump into today's show. Spring break, summer break, fall break. Kids always want to go somewhere, and you want a vacation, but you've got to watch the budget with the price of gas and groceries and everything. It just all costs so much. How about some family vacations on a budget? We're going to talk about road trips. This is a really quick one I've got for you today. I looked up some fabulous places around the country, so there should be something close to you. Close is relative. It's a big country, but that you can drive to where the kids are welcome and wanted, and they will have a lovely, lovely time. And in the big scheme of things, it's fairly inexpensive, so there is no Disneyland on this list. If you're looking for a great family vacation without breaking the bank, here is a list of family vacations on a budget. These destinations are all over the country with a little something different at each. So if you're looking for some history, I have some of that. If you're looking for some horseback riding or I'm thinking of South Dakota because I know that one really well, but just some odd and fun and almost mythical, you have that. There's just all kinds of ones. Choose one that looks great. Figure out how many miles it is from home and find some hidden gems between your house and it to create a really fun road trip. So what I mean by that is sometimes we get really excited about the destination, but as you're plotting where your home is and where the destination is, look at what you've got in between there, because there might be a lot of really great fun things to do in between as well. As a matter of fact, there almost always is, right? If you're looking for ways to make that road trip a lot of fun, be sure to check out 10 road trip activities that are fun for all ages, because I had a lot of great ideas for that one. Number 1, Yosemite National Park in California. Here you're going to find waterfalls, swimming holes, hiking, scenic views, and camping. Number 2, this is in my neck of the woods, Grand Canyon and Sedona, Arizona. A natural wonder of the world with hikes, views, bus tours, and more. Sedona is up, so when you're viewing it, I actually personally prefer Sedona. So if you've never been there, you see all the, I'm going to call them striations in the rocks. I hope that's the appropriate term. And it's all red, different colors of red. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, and there are amazing hikes. A lot of people go to a place called Slide Rock, which is a natural water park where you slide down. I have never taken my boys there because I'm a germaphobe, and it has closed many summers because of salmonella, which totally freaks me out. But there are other areas you can go, and it gets that way because so many people go there because they love it. So I hate to bash on it because people love to go there, and they do. So while the Sedona is up, the Grand Canyon is down. So it's the big hole in the ground that is so amazing. You can't help but being awestruck. Word of warning, and this sounds so stupid, so you're going to get a huge glimpse of how stupid I can be. We are in such a sue-happy lawsuit kind of world that it never occurred to me that you could take kids to a place where they could just jump right off the edge and die. You know what I'm saying? They're so protected these days. I mean, it seems like you can't even let a kid climb a tree. When you go to the Grand Canyon, yes, they can just go right over. There are no fences, nothing. The first time we went in the snow, so you couldn't even see the edge. Don't go in the snow. That's not as great of a time. So watch how you and your children interact. Can you trust them? Do they pay attention to you? If not, wait till they're a little older, because it can be really nerve-wracking. But what you'll find in Sedona, artsy shopping, fun hikes, pet-friendly restaurants. Like, you can go out onto a patio, have a phenomenal view, and there's water bowls and everything for the dogs. So that's a great place. Salt Lake City and Ogden, Hogle Zoo with Splash Zone, Lagoon, and Laguna Beach. Now, in Ogden, this is something that you probably won't find everywhere, but this is when I say that, look at the little hidden gems as you go along. My son and I were driving from Arizona to Seattle area, and we had marked our little routes, and we didn't know that they had this, but in Ogden, they have painted horses everywhere, and we did our lunch there. They are really fun to look at and walk around in. Just a odd thing, right? But it was a lot of fun. We also went to a car museum in Salt Lake. So there's a lot of things that I don't have on here because it just depends on what your interests are, but you can find amazing things to do in so many different places. While you were in that car, pull out fabulous Would You Rather cards. I created them. There are 100. There's actually more than that, but if you don't like them, you can throw out like 8 cards because there's still 100 left. There are 4 on each page, so when you print them out, they're big enough that you have 4 cards. They're pretty big. The questions are intended to be interesting for ages 5 and up. So some questions you may have to explain to your 5-year-old, like what is an aquarium, that kind of thing. And the reason I did that is so that your teens will still be engaged. This pack stays away for the most part. There may be 5 or 6 questions that border on the gross, but it seems to me most of your Would You Rather cards are all about eating gross stuff, and to me, that's kind of boring. I know that kids think it's really silly and fun, but you can get those kind of Would You Rather cards anywhere. My Would You Rather cards are a little bit engaging, and I don't mean thought-provoking like this is going to be hard thinking. It's just, would you rather learn from a chimpanzee or a raven? Well, now you have to think, well, what would I want to learn? And, but it's still kind of silly and fun. So I want you to enjoy those. You can get those in the description notes. Number 4, Montana rock hounding. Rock hounding, you say? Yes. Okay, kids love to just anything with rocks. I swear they do. Throw them in water, watch them splash. Rocks are fun. But do a little research on this one. There are many great areas in Montana. What do you want to find there? Like, how do you want this to work out, and what do you want it to cost? Because these work different ways. For example, Gem Mountain Sapphire Mine charges you, but people give it fabulous reviews. Crystal Park and Calvert Hill Mine look like they are more DIY. So it almost looks like the other one that charges you more, you're guaranteed, where the Calvert Hill and Crystal one, those you just go out with a bucket and it's your own thing. So look into it, but it sounds like it's a lot of fun. Winter Park, Colorado. Yes! During the summer! This is so exciting. You have the gondola ride, because gondola rides are so much fun. Bike paths. The Alpine Slide. This is a great thing. Hiking, water rafting, and wildlife. What could be more? Okay, Rapid City, South Dakota. I love Rapid City, South Dakota. I'm giving a huge cheer for Rapid City. Memorials and unique parks. Of course, you have Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse, the Crazy Horse Memorial. You have a place called Storybook Island. I grew up going to Rapid City probably every 3 summers. We went there often, and I loved Storybook Island. This is literally a park of storybook tales. So you'll have Peter Pumpkin Eater is there, and Cinderella's there, and all of these things are there, and you can go through it, and it's literally a storybook park. It's so much fun. Dinosaur Park. So as you're driving through Rapid City, you can see the Tyrannosaurus Rex. No, not the Tyrannosaurus Rex is the big scary one with the little arms, right? What's the one with the great big, long neck. That's the one. That's the one that you can see from all around Rapid City on the hill. Well, you go up there, you used to, again, remember the lawsuit land? Maybe now in land of lawsuits you can't do this anymore, but you used to be able to get on the Stegosaurus and get pictures of it. All kinds of stuff. This is fun. These are huge, like life-size dinosaurs. Super fun. Reptile Gardens. They have a really good reptile gardens. Bear Country, USA, City of Presidents walking tour. Who would think? And the Black Hills Caverns. South Dakota is known for their Black Hills. Belle Isle State Park, Michigan. This is one of the best deals on the list. So this is one of the best budget things. You have the conservatory, the aquarium, James Scott Fountain. This is actually a big deal. Say, I haven't been to this one, but as I was looking it up, because you're thinking, okay, this is just a fountain, right? What's the deal with the fountain? No, actually, you need to look this one up. The James Scott Fountain is a big stinking deal. Look this one up. The Nature Center, the swimming, the beach, the giant slide, and we love lighthouses. You can get your lighthouses here, or look at your lighthouses. Okay, now we're going to go into history. Boston, Massachusetts. You gotta love Boston. I'm not talking about the history of Friends, but you've got great history there. You can go to your history, your parks, your museums, Freedom Trail, Boston Common, and swan boats. The USS Constitution is there. Excuse me. I've been on that. That's fun. Bunker Hill, Black Heritage Trail. There are so many fabulous museums. They all do cost to get in. So you're probably going to choose which ones your family will love the most. And more history, Washington, D.C. We love Washington, D.C. We've been 3 times, and each time we've seen different things because, again, you have to choose where you're going to spend your money and what your family will love at which age, because every age is going to appreciate different things. Remember I talked about Disneyland before? It boggles my mind that some people take kids to Disneyland at 3 years old. Yeah, I waited until my youngest was 8 because then they were old enough to appreciate more of the rides and they would remember. It's too expensive. So choose where you're going to go and what you're going to spend it on. So you've got history, you've got monuments, you've got memorials, museums. They've got tours for so much. And at the tours, you can learn so much more. And many gardens. Gardens sounds kind of funny, but look into the gardens because a lot of these gardens are just beautiful. Some you can walk yourself and some charge. And it is definitely worthwhile to get a tour, and a lot of them you can get a pack of tours. And that way you get to see a lot of different things. Washington, D.C. is a wealth of sites, so plan that one out way in advance. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You've got the water, the ocean, the promenade, and the boardwalk. So many places don't have promenades and boardwalks, so you kind of have to go just to see those. Huntington State Park, mini golf. If your kids haven't mini golfed, this is one of the fun things you do on vacation because that way they always look forward to, hey, I wonder if they have a mini golf place. And they do have an amusement park. So I tried to find you places from all over the nation. This, of course, is not an exhaustive list, but these were just some really fun places I found from different areas. Have a wonderful time on your vacation. Enjoy it. And like I said, if you're planning your road trip, look at all the places you can go, not only once you get there, but as you're getting there. The moving quote this week: on this journey that you're making, there'll be answers that you'll seek, and it's you who'll climb the mountain, and it's you who'll reach the peak. Tarzan. If you are hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode, and for that, I want to send you a huge thank you. Please leave me a comment or review and share with other moms you know. Get in touch in the comments or on Kara's social media networks. See you next week for a new episode.